Тут пизда. Всему пизда. Да, жахало знак.
The Ukrainian forces successfully struck the command post of Russia's 8th Combined Arms Army in the temporarily occupied territory of the Donetsk region, according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. As the General Staff reported, enemy losses are currently being clarified. Nevertheless, this precision strike significantly complicates the enemy's ability to plan and conduct operations toward Pokrovsk and Donetsk. The Ukrainian Defense Forces will continue to systematically destroy the command and communication system of the aggressor country's armed forces. Ukraine will keep fighting until all Russian troops are withdrawn from our territory and a just and lasting peace is established, the statement said. Earlier, we reported that on Monday evening, June 30th, local residents in temporarily occupied Donetsk heard explosions. The city was under missile attack. Also, a few days ago, the Marinovka airfield in the Volgograd region was attacked. 2 Russian Su-34 bombers were destroyed, and 2 more were damaged. These latest strikes underscore a deliberate Ukrainian strategy, dismantling Russia's ability to command, resupply, and reinforce its troops across the front. By targeting high-value assets like command posts, airfields, and fortified positions, Ukraine is slowly but systematically degrading Moscow's operational depth. The goal is not only to stop immediate offensives, but to create long-term disruption in Russian military planning. Recent strikes on air bases in Russia's rear, including the destruction of Su-34 bombers in Volgograd, signal a shift in Ukraine's doctrine, hitting further, deeper, and with greater precision. The message is clear. No target is out of reach. This mirrors previous successful attacks on airfields in Crimea and Belgorod, which forced Russia to reposition key aircraft and air defenses. Furthermore, the growing use of Western-supplied precision weapons like the GBU-39 and long-range Storm Shadow missiles enhances Ukraine's reach while minimizing collateral damage. With each strike, Russia's logistics network, command infrastructure, and air superiority erode further. And as Ukraine intensifies its pressure on supply lines and leadership hubs, any Russian plans for renewed offensives, particularly around Pokrovsk, Donetsk, and the Donbas corridor, grow increasingly uncertain.
Да, жахало знака. Сдуло хатынку, получается. Тут пизда. Всему пизда. Ебать, тут, блядь, пиздец полный.
Explosions were also heard in the temporarily occupied city of Luhansk on the night of July 1st, and fires broke out at several facilities after drone strikes. This is reported by Donbas Realities, a regional project of Radio Liberty, and Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Ukrainian Center for Countering Disinformation local Telegram channels, are posting videos of the explosions. The footage posted shows the sound of drones and large pockets of fire. TASS, a Kremlin-aligned Russian state-owned news outlet, citing the occupying authorities of the so-called Luhansk People's Republic, non-recognized and self-proclaimed quasi-state formation in Luhansk Oblast, ED, stated that more than 20 drones had flown over Luhansk. Kovalenko said that Russian logistics are burning in the temporarily occupied city of Luhansk. The Ukrainian military command did not comment on the explosions. Ukrainska Pravda is currently unable to independently verify this information. Russian forces attempted another mechanized assault on Stepova-Novosilka, Kupiansk axis, but were repelled by the 43rd Mechanized Brigade. Despite repeated claims of control over the village, 5 times last year alone, Ukrainian forces continue to hold the line there. On the Kupiansk axis, Russian forces continue pushing hard, attempting to break through Ukrainian defenses with infantry assaults supported by artillery and drones. In recent days, intense fighting has been reported near Sinkivka and Petropavlivka, where Ukraine has managed to hold the line despite heavy pressure. Russian troops are trying to expand their foothold in forested areas northeast of Kupiansk, but Ukrainian units are using fortified positions and anti-tank weapons to inflict significant losses. The situation remains fluid, but for now, Ukrainian defense is holding strong, preventing a deeper Russian advance. The 3rd Army Corps has deployed the Aquila Anti-Aircraft Missile Regiment for air defense. The regiment reported that Aquila is being created on the basis of the Anti-Aircraft Missile and Artillery Division of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade. As of today, the number of destroyed enemy air targets is over 1,000, the regiment noted. The regiment was equipped with radar stations, mobile and portable anti-aircraft missile systems, interceptor drones, and mobile fire groups with small arms. The 3rd Army Corps itself will consist of 5 brigades. One of them will be a heavy mechanized brigade. There will also be mechanized and assault brigades. The Corps is now throwing all its resources at the Unmanned Systems Regiment to scale up the 3rd Assault Brigade system very quickly and give the brigades an umbrella that will cover them from the sky both in defense and offense. The training of sergeants will be critically important for the Corps. Over the previous year, the 3rd Assault Brigade trained 500 sergeants, squad leaders, and platoon sergeants. The Ukrainian army has begun a process that has been discussed for many years. The armed forces are forming new large formations, Army Corps. In military theory, an Army Corps is a permanent formation that includes several brigades and ensures their interaction in a particular combat zone. Its main functions are to coordinate the operations of units and supply resources in accordance with the tasks and situation on the battlefield. A corps may consist of 2 to 5 brigades, and the number of personnel depends on the country, type of troops, and combat missions, ranging from 10 to 50,000 or more servicemen. Also this year, in the course of forming new Army Corps, the Ukrainian Defense Forces began testing a new digital personnel accounting system called Impulse. The 3rd Army Corps began using the system, becoming the first to integrate it. The integration of Impulse has greatly simplified management and interaction between units. There is no longer a need to repeatedly contact units to collect information, analyze it, format it, and prepare reports or orders. Keith Kellogg commented Peskov's recent comments on the state of negotiations are Orwellian. Russian claims that it is the US and Ukraine stalling peace talks are unfounded. President Trump has been consistent and adamant about making progress to end the war. We urge an immediate ceasefire and a move to trilateral talks to end the war. Russia cannot continue to stall for time while it bombs civilian targets in Ukraine, said Kellogg. The Azerbaijan-Russia relationship are declining. Azerbaijan's state TV aired a sharp anti-Russian message following the deadly police raid in Yekaterinburg that left several Azerbaijanis dead. The anchor criticized Kremlin's neo-imperial mindset, compared Putin to Stalin, and warned, "This is not 1937. We are independent." Russian telegram channels report that 2 prominent Azerbaijan citizens, leaders of the local diasporas, have been detained in Russia. Yusuf Khalilov, co-owner of a local market, was detained in Russian Voronezh. Shahin Sheklinsky, head of the Azerbaijan Ural organization, was detained in Yekaterinburg.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.